Hey everyone, Brandon here with Galway Precision. Today, on this rather chilly Sunday afternoon, but it's not raining, so there's that. We're going to talk about the LCP II 22 LR LITE Rack. Alright, so as you can see, it's the first one made in North Carolina. It's a made in NC right there on the frame. Alright, quality wise, it's quite impressive inside and out. It's built about what you would expect in the small guns that Ruger's become really known for over the years. It does come with one 10-round magazine. It is a proprietary magazine. It is not makeup of a Mark IV or anything else. It is completely new design, completely, totally different, mostly due to the fact that the feed ramp on the barrel, it's going to be hard to see. We'll go over that with the teardown part of the series. But the barrel is slightly offset, so the mag sits slightly offset. Or I should say the feed ramp, not the barrel. Feed ramp slightly offset. But all in all, not too bad of a little package. Alright, so we're going to do a couple mags through it and see how she does. It is cold out here. Test ammo that we're going to be using is the Federal Black. This stuff right here, because I've got a ton of it. So this moves 1260, 38 grain round. Let's see what it does. Alright, so we're out here at our standard distance at about 15 feet, which we may end up moving closer because this is a 22 out of a 2-inch barrel. So accuracy is not going to be something that we're really going to worry too much about, especially being that these sights are, part of the slide. They're actually milled around, so it starts out as one solid casted slide, and then they just mill the sights as part of the slide. So, but we do have our new Yankee Thunder, part of our Yankee Thunder do-it-yourself target kit up there with our half-inch thick AR-500 little gong for 22 and whatnot, the hangers. And then I did, if you saw the post the other day on our Instagram account, added chain to the bowling pin, so got some new targets along with the other stuff. So let's shoot this first 10-round magazine. First 10 rounds we'll put on the paper, just see what kind of accuracy we get. Well, I was aiming in the center, and as I kind of suspected it to be in a 22, it's a little all over the place. Of course, I did speed it up some. But let's go ahead and load one more, and we'll slow fire at that target and see what we get. All right, so loaded up with the new mag, which, by the way these mags are, highly suggest using the little loader it comes with. I forgot it, and already just 20 rounds in, my fingers are already starting to not like it. So it is very sharp edged magazine, so highly suggest using the loader it comes with. All right, so let's aim up in this upper left quadrant, probably like the second row down, third, right in the middle square. See what it does. Guess we should zoom out a little bit. All right. Well, I had one flyer up at the top, but I'd say honestly that was probably shooter error. But as you can see, you know, we are using bulk ammo, but it is a 22 and it's a 2-inch barrel. You're not going to get a ton of accuracy at this thing at, 15 feet, which is 7 yards. So we'll load up one more mag, and then we'll start having some fun with it. We'll shoot the steel, shoot some of the clay, and see what we can get from our 15-yard distance. And then after that, we'll move up to about 5 yards, which is, I think, where this thing will actually shine. All right, so we're loaded back up. I will say this, I get it why they did the safety the way they did, considering that for most people what this is going to be, this is what we would commonly refer to in the industry as a granny gun, and that elderly people are going to gravitate towards this. You got 10 rounds on board, which up close and personal, you put this in someone's face, and 22 is going to do the job. Not to mention the fact 22 is a hell of a lot better than a rock in your pocket. So I get it, but I foresee this being a problem. While it is pretty stiff on the spring, I can see, because of the way that it pushes forward to fire, instead of being a normal lever where you would come down. I get that they're trying for the same feel and action that way. Zoom out a little more here. But I foresee this being accidentally knocked off a lot. And honestly, for people that are going to want this to train with this as opposed to their LCP II, because 22 is finally back down in price and cheap again, the first thing they're going to want to do is get rid of that, because their normal LCP II does not have that. So that will be something we'll be looking at, or at least a smaller safety that doesn't stick out so bad. Because twice today on recoil, the way I gripped the pistol, my knuckle did knock the safety back on. And so I'm sitting here going, what the heck? Oh, yeah. So there is that. All right, so let's kill some clay pigeons. Now, I will give the pistol this. We have been getting a lot of complaints about light strikes so far, and we're waiting our time, make sure we don't have a hang fire. Always important to do with rimfire, especially. Rimfire is notorious for it. A little story, got a buddy that I was stationed in Germany with, didn't wait like you're supposed to for the 240 when you get a hang fire, and he opened it, and the round exploded right into his arm, ruined one of his tattoos. So he was pretty upset about that. However, now that we know it's not going to pop, all right, what I've been encountering, and this will be the third round to do it, but I'm going to count it on the bulk federal ammo, because we see where we got a nice hard hit. All right, see if I can get that to focus. All right, so we got a nice hard hit on it. So we're just going to flip it to the other side, reload it into the mag, and try again. And so far today, everyone that has done that has gone off the second time, which tells me it's not the pistol, it's the bulk ammunition. All right. Except this time, let's see what we got. Yeah, that second strike's not anywhere near as deep. So I may be wrong on this. It may really be the pistol, because we've been getting reports of it light striking and misfiring CCIs. So we'll give this little guy one more chance before we completely write it off as a dead round. Well, I'd say there's a good chance it's the round. So, all right, well, I don't know. These are barely, there's the one good one, and then after that, it's just barely indenting. So, we'll move on, see what we get. I love these Yankee Thunder hangers. These things are so sweet. All right, let's hit the... It's funny, though, because you shoot the bowling pin. That is another thing I've had going on with this. These are standard pressure rounds, 1260, and there have been multiple times that it's not locking the slide back. So one of the things we'll look at too, of course, is guide rod springs. The guide rod for the LCP II does fit this. I just didn't put it in. All right, so we moved up to our 5-yard line, which is also why the target looks closer now, without me having zoomed in. So now we're going to shoot in this upper right quadrant. We're going to aim at the middle square on the second row again, and see if we can't tighten that group up a little bit now that we're closer. Assuming that we're going to get to even shoot anything. I will say this, the trigger on this thing is a lot lighter than its big brother, and I think that we're going to have to come up with a pardon me, increased rate hammer spring. Not by much. We don't want to go too high and make it crazy hard to pull, but I think about a 10% increase is going to be needed. And I think a non-MIM firing pin is going to be needed as well. Just because before I brought it home to shoot, we had pulled it apart some, and it's a little more level. And we had pulled it apart some, and the firing pin in these things is super duper lightweight. Like, it just feels like nothing in your hand. So I'd say it's a combination of the two. Both is something that we will definitely be looking to fix. So let's try this again. Now, I reloaded that first round after it light struck on the opposite side, and it went bang, so we're good. Maybe. All right. There's a decent lick on it, so let's flip it and see what happens. And didn't lock open again. Now, as you can see, though, our group did tighten up quite a bit. Okay, so point of aim was that middle square there on the second row, and we can see we're much tighter groups. But again, this little 22, it's a 22 with a 2-inch barrel. I'm not expecting super accuracy out of the thing. And plus, especially being a granny gun like it is, this is definitely the kind of pistol that you just would jam out and start pulling the trigger. But just to give you an idea, because it is kind of hard to see from the 5-yard mark, we'll get a little closer. All right. So the group does tighten up quite a bit, okay? So we got one flyer up here. Whoop, there's my finger. So that's probably all me. This was the first round, the second round right behind it, and then that's the pattern with the same point of aim being right where I put those first 2 rounds. So it's not a terrible grouping for such a small barrel, but we also need to take into account I'm shooting bulk ammunition. If I were to be shooting CCI, which once we do some upgrades to the pistol, we'll also run some different brands of ammunition through it. But for bulk ammunition that, you know, is 38 grain, it's really not terrible. Pretty impressive, really, especially here, you know, 2-touch, 1, 2-touch, 2-touch. You know, it's not terrible. I'm actually pretty impressed with it. I just really wish that the thing would lock back with the standard pressure ammunition. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So that's 4 mags in now. Let's I think we're going to cut this video off at 60 rounds because there's really just not much to talk about. I mean, it's a great little pistol. I enjoy its size. It'll be a great trainer once some of the minor issues are fixed with it. Number one in my book being mag disconnect. That's what that goofy little hole is right there. Like down in here. That stupid mag disconnect literally goes down almost to where you can see it rub all right there. So what that does, push up on it, and then you're able to pull the trigger, which we all know how I feel about that. But that notwithstanding, let's load a couple more mags and see if we can't have just a little bit of fun. All right, we're still at our 5-yard line, so let's shoot some stuff. Got a better angle here. I have hit the same, and it didn't lock back again. Hit the same clay pigeon twice now. That just won't bust. Did some ringing of the steel up there. That came out nicely. So let's load up one more mag and we'll shoot these same targets. We'll stay nice and zoomed in on them, see what we can make happen. All right. Let's ring in our steel. Maybe. Well, it extracted, but it did not cycle the slide all the way, so ended up with a dead trigger. Let's try that again. And didn't lock the slide open again. So yeah, this thing's got some issues. Some of it I expected from the bulk ammunition. Some of it is definitely the pistol. So, but it is fun to shoot. So let's load up one more mag. See if we can't get the last of the clay pigeons. Can't get the last of the clay pigeons busted up. Shoot our bowling pin some more and hit our little steel target. All right, so I zoomed her all the way back out so we can get some last recoil shots of the pistol in the frame, and then we'll get my ugly mug back in front and we'll do a little talking. All in all, I give it about a 7 out of 10 on the LCP II LITE Rack. It's got its faults, which we'll easily be able to fix a lot of. But it gets a 7 because this is a fun little pistol to shoot. And honestly, if you have smaller children that you're wanting to start getting into shooting, 7, 8 years old, this is going to be easier for them to handle. My 11-year-old, it was a little too small for her. Her favorite's the TX22. We did some drills with that today, but she still loved shooting this thing because it's fun. The recoil's minimal. It's honestly because of the weight of this pistol compared to a lot of other pistols in the same size. It's really fun to shoot, and because it's got that nice single action trigger, it's really fun to shoot. So I think with a couple tweaks and a couple fixes that we'll do to it, it can really shine for what it's going to be. So definitely give it a 7 out of 10. It's definitely worth the shooting. It's worth the fun. So, and plus, if you've got the LCP II, it gives you can download it to 7 rounds, which is what you would get with our extension or the Ruger 7 plus, 7-round magazine, the extended mag. So you could really honestly train with this thing. We do a safety delete for those that want it, and that would be perfect. The Sigurd's probably going to fit. You'll just have to remove the magazine disconnect. I'm imagining. I don't know yet because I got to get the frame apart. I only messed with the slide before we decided to do video with it. So let's pop these last 10 rounds off, and then we'll do some talking. All right. So first, there we go. All right. So all in all, like I said, I give it a 7 out of 10. I know I don't want to freak people out, but I gave it a 7 out of 10. It's a fun little gun to shoot. It really is. But it does have some issues. Main one being, is the slide going to lock back or not? Some of it I blame on the ammo because it is bulk ammunition and it is 22, but between the 8 or 9 mags we put through it, so the almost 100 rounds, and through the 5 mags I put through it this morning, it light struck a lot. Misfired quite a bit, actually. I'd say probably 1 in every 2 magazines had 1 or 2 misfires in it. So, but that is going to be coupled with twofold. It is bulk ammunition. However, we saw the one, I'm willing to bet I go put that in the TX22 and it'll fire. Because while it looks like the first impact was nice and hard, the rest of them are just barely indenting. I'll get some pictures if I can after the video to show you what I'm talking about. But all in all, fun little pistol to shoot. We are already working on an extension plus 2 or 3, and honestly, as small as this gun is, we can probably go plus 5 pretty easily without it looking too dumb or goofy. Definitely gonna be looking at a safety delete for the people that want it. Guide rod wise, where the stainless will fit it, I'm gonna put it back in the shop, and then we'll do a follow-up video once we put the parts in, because the stainless is way heavier than whatever this MIM is. But this guide rod is the same material as the firing pin. So I don't know if they did that for a reason. We'll find out once we start playing with parts. But all in all, pretty impressive little pistol. I think it'll be great for training. I think it'll be great for elderly people that have a hard time racking a slide, because we still have customers, even with the Shield EZ and 389 and the 238 and others, that do still have enough bad arthritis that they can't rack those easy slides. And this thing, dude, I can grab with my pinky. So that's going to be a big selling point for a lot of people. and just its sheer size and capacity. You know, get off me gun, 10 rounds, better than its counterpart in the first gen, which we'll be doing a short video on because I put the Peacekeeper in, but roughly the same size. I didn't bring our LCP II because it's in pieces, but you know, this is the predecessor to this. Even with our extension, that's only 7 rounds. You still got 3 more rounds, got 3 more tries, you got 3 more bullets that may or may not save your life. So I think with some fixes, this will be a really great pistol. But that's going to wrap it up for this one on the LCP II LITE Rack, guys. If you got any questions, feel free to email me at tech, that's Tango Echo Charlie Hotel at GallowayPrecision.com. Be sure to follow us here on social media, on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe below. Follow us on Firearms Friendly, Full 30, Gunstreamer, Facebook, Instagram, and Vimeo. And as always, be safe, be accurate, and God bless.